Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Bandai Namco Podcast. I'm Krista from the social media team.
And I'm Kana from the e-commerce team.
And we're here to talk about Katamari Damacy today. Specifically, this poster created by Brosmind. Yay!
Yay!
And joining us today, thank you so much. It's Brosmind.
Let's fight the algorithm!
Oh, yeah.
I feel like this is so on brand.
A plus.
So cute. I love it.
Here we are.
All
There
right,
we go.
here we are.
We are starting the grand podcast, and we're going to talk about Katamari Damacy today with our special guest, Brosmind. If you could introduce yourself, that'd be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somos los hermanos Mingarro.
Yes, we are. We are the
Yeah.
Mingarro brothers. This is Alejandro, the
This
small
is
one,
Juan.
and the older one, my brother Juan.
Not that much old, only
Yeah.
3 years and a half. Still,
But yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, it's great to
it's
be
an
here.
honor.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And before we start, we didn't introduce ourselves. So really quickly, my name's Krista. I am on the social team here at Bandai Namco US. And Kana.
I'm on the e-commerce team here at Bandai Namco US.
And we are gathered here today to talk about your awesome poster. Can I have
Yes.
Kana just
It is so beautiful. Here we go.
Wow.
talk about it?
Wow.
Look at that.
Such a nice
I
piece
know,
of
and all
art.
the colors. I love it.
So since we saw the beautiful poster, let's talk about the beautiful poster. I guess to start, why did it was your team that approached Brosmind, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
So something that the team is actually trying to do now is work with artists to do some collaborations and these limited time art prints. This is our very first one, but we'll have this poster live for pre-order for about 1 week, and we will fulfill every order that we get during that week. But after that, you can't get it anymore.
So I hear that 1 week only.
Just 1 week.
Mm.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, I would say that this is probably the perfect first collaboration, really starting it off big and bombastic with the composition of it.
I agree.
And every color you can possibly imagine, which is how I like my Katamari personally. So if you could talk to us about the I guess sketching process and how you arrived at this is the way to present Katamari.
Yeah, I mean, we knew Katamari from long ago, it always impacted us in terms of art. I mean, it's one of those games that is very unique, and we feel instant connection with it. So the idea of having and being able to make a collaboration with it was, first of all, amazing.
Yeah.
And we felt that it really well connected with our style, in terms of colors and density of. Usually, our illustrations are very dense with a lot of characters and situations. So we just have to find the right way to do it. And there are a bunch of sketches that maybe you're sharing later that we were playing around with the idea of the ball, playing which are the characters that we should use, like the king, and we were playing around with the idea of like maybe making a poster with a huge ball of items.
Yeah, and what's a perfect match for us because we are specialized in drawing characters and a lot very complex illustrations with a lot of stuff happening at the same time. So yeah, we just create 3 or 4 different approaches, and we share it with the creative team. And at the end, they choose this one.
Yeah, exactly. But there were like different roles. There was one playing with the big Katamari with the big balls. No, there was another idea. It was a little bit more risky or strange. Maybe it was playing with the face of the king, and all the elements were playing and building up his face. And the idea that was chosen, it was the one that probably the most iconic one. Maybe is the king up there, and he's full up with all these other items.
Yeah, it's like he's projecting a being, It's like the origin of a universe,
Yeah, exactly.
The actual poster, this idea, He's like projecting the whole thing.
Yeah, and he keeps destroying the stars and the planets, so...
Yeah.
If there's one thing that he's good at, it's doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So when it comes to laying out the colors and because there's so many characters and stuff, did you start... When you started sketching, was it just the general shape? Did you start with, this character is this color, so they have to go here so that they don't touch or anything like that? Or is it just however it takes you?
Yeah, exactly. The process is very simple. We always first make a sketch, a pencil sketch. By the way, we're two people, so we always do the sketch together. We share it. I draw something in the corner. And when we have kind of the situation, the structure of the illustration, we keep adding elements. Well, while we do the sketching, we start thinking about colors, but it's not something that we do until the actual color part, right? So when we have the pencil approved, let's say, we start playing with the colors. We start maybe putting some greens on top, some ideas. And with the Katamari, they have a pretty unique color palette and very universal, in terms that you always have the green of the prints, and all these little elements. And when you have to put them on the paper, it's very clear. But when you start coloring all the little elements, it becomes a little bit chaotic. So in order to find out the balance, it's just a matter of playing around, you start adding some oranges, and it's a process a little bit chaotic in terms of when the illustrations are complex or with a lot of details.
Yeah, that's why in this case, if you have so many elements in the piece and with so colorful, at the end, it would end looking like a texture at the end, a very colorful texture. That's why we thought it was a good idea to create that shape of the pin, no?
Yeah,
everything
exactly.
coming from the king, and the top part being used for the typography.
Yeah.
So you create that negative space, no? That's contrast.
Yeah, and there are like two levels of reading. When you see it from far, you see a main character, like, hey, this is me, with the title. And then when you get an approach and get into details, you see all the little details in the characters. And then, of course, there are characters that are already on the game, so those are pretty simple. You just follow the color code. But then the rest is just finding the harmonic balance, and it's just playing by error. You put something, you find it, you play around, pim pam. But it's always based on a pencil that we like. So when we like the structure and the composition, the color is something secondary somehow. It's not something that it's at the early stages of the process. It's something that appears later at the end of the path. But yeah, sometimes it's a process that it can take days because you get so paranoid sometimes, and then you only see this color popping up, and you see this orange, or maybe there is like a nigiri in this poster, and then you only see this thing, and you say, man, I need to put the can in different colors, and so it's a process. It's not that simple.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As you mentioned, this is a very chaotic poster, but I think also all of that comes together in a very perfect shape to interpret everything. So I could stare at it for forever. You did mention earlier that when you're sketching, you sketch together. Are there parts of this poster that you're like, oh, actually, I drew that? Or is it when it's done, you get to point at it and be like, okay, we did this together?
Yeah, maybe at this point we still remember of that, but it's funny because during the time we forget about who made that joke or that character, because we have the same style, and at the end the whole piece comes over the hands of both. No, I can correct what he created, he can do the same. So we can say that, or no? We work in the whole piece at the end.
Yeah, it's like working in four hands. Yeah, just as a thing that we're brothers, like real brothers, so we kind of grow up together, same influences. So arriving to that point was kind of
not cousins.
Like, exactly. So it was kind of natural. But when we kind of professionalized, or we became illustrators as a job, we decided to create something that we were both able to draw. So since probably 20 years ago, we started starting sketching and drawing. We find this balance that we both can draw the same and everything, but there's still this ego thing, like this was my joke, this was mine, or maybe when he passed me up the paper with the pencil, I can erase things, because I have this kind of freedom because we're brothers, and then you can end up fighting, but that's fine, we're still going to lunch together. So we just find this balance, sorry. But it's true that sometimes you forget about the things you do. We draw so much that sometimes you forgot, and sometimes you think, this was genius, and then the other one is trying to get credit out of
idea.
that, and it's like, no, I'm not sure about that. So.
But relate it back to Katamari. At the end of the day, they have all the parts that they added in, but it's one big star in the sky at the end.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, exactly.
We were arguing that we even invented the Katamari characters.
No. Unfortunately, not.
Do you all usually do every step of the process together, or do you kind of separate some of the different roles?
No, we decided to separate early in our career. The pencil is the part that we enjoy the most, the part of the ideas. That's when we brainstorm, we throw so many sketches, like the sketches for Katamari. We put on the table different sketches, and then we both decide which one are the ones that we're going to be presented to the client. And then from that point, we develop. So the pencil, we keep developing it together, at least as much as we can, 50-50, let's say. But when we start like the process of inking and coloring, we split paths so we can produce more, let's say. So my brother Juan is the one who's inking and I do the color.
Yeah, but those are just technical stuff for us. The most important part is the pencil, where you create the piece, the idea, the layout, and everything. And once that is defined, then we share tasks, and I do the inking and he does the color, as he said.
Yeah, and we kind of decided kind of randomly, okay, you do this, I do that, and let's see. We keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do this one digitally, or was it what medium?
Yeah, it's digitally, but I mean, we're using like an iPad or a tablet, but we're still drawing the whole thing by hand.
Oh, yeah,
we
definitely.
use some sort of software like by hand. So yeah, there was this moment in our career, a very dramatic one, that we had to decide it. We were forced to jump into digital because of things of timings. We are now both parents of 2 kids each, and then you have to make things very fast, and we end up working very late at home, so we kind of have to find the right way to produce things fast.
It's logical. You have to embrace the technological advances.
So there was this moment that we were very, very traditional. We're still drawing on paper, scanning and doing the ink on paper. And it was a very tedious process, but we really love it. But there was a moment that we had to do the jump, and we kind of found the balance that we love it because we're still drawing. I mean, we're drawing on crystal, but we kind of find it
but still
natural.
Even if we do it digital, the sketch is digital, but we still call it the pencil because that's how we learn. No,
exactly.
So for us, it's just still the pencil.
Yeah, the parts of the process are still the same. I believe we need to evolve at some point, but we're still doing like 1 pencil, 2 ink, 3 color.
Yeah, the only pity is that at the end you don't have a very nice original artwork in a paper, which was very cool, but you can have everything.
You
this
get
is
to hold
way more easier.
that layer close to the heart and be like, I remember when this was just a sketch.
Yeah. No, and it was very tough for us. I mean, the change was crazy because we were one of those that we were not against, but we were like, man, we're never going to change. We're going to keep here smelling the pencil, getting the hands dirty. It was very romantic. We were like, oh man, now we have to scan this huge piece of paper, and then we have to scan it 20 times because the scanner is not big enough, and then we put it together on computer. But we kind of felt the passion for the process, because we are really passionate about the process. For us, the process is the most important part, how the idea comes in, how we put that into a paper, and how things evolve and change, So the day we decided to change, we actually we auto-edit or we published our own book, only sharing our pencils. Like, okay, we're just going to put this out there, for followers and stuff, and then we're going to go back next year. And it's been probably 6 years or 7 years, we're still drawing on crystal. Well, that doesn't sound really well, but I mean, it was a tough moment.
Yeah, I was going to say that Katamari itself as a series has really changed over the years. It came out on, was it PlayStation 2? And we're all the way now where you can play Katamari on your computer and then go to whatever, art program you like and start drawing like immediately.
Yeah.
No, I mean, things change instantly, and now we have all these conversations about algorithms, AI, and all those things. So somehow we're kind of returning to our roots, and now we're actually going back, painting on pencils. And some of the sketches for Katamari were actually drawn on a paper before jumping to the final production, let's say. But yeah, there are some moments that the instant thing, that we are living in, like people want things for now, and we're so used to consume content. Whoa, what's that sound, man? Oh. Sorry. Things are falling apart.
Earthquake in Barcelona.
So we're so used to consume a lot of media, that when you're on the other side producing the media, sometimes you forget about the steps, So, there's this thing there like, oh man, what's going to happen? But at the same time, we're amazed and we love technology and how things are moving ahead. And
the things that we are talking about maybe 10 years ago, and we were never expecting that it was going to be so fast that we could be able to feel the same things drawing on a tablet, digital table, that in a paper. No, so imagine what's going to happen in 5 years with the AI and all that.
Yeah, I think the best part about Katamari is the process, is rolling up everything. And seeing all the work that you've done. We were talking earlier before we started recording about how your studio behind you looks like a level that could be something that you roll a Katamari through. I think there's something to that, though, surrounding yourself with the kind of art that you create.
Absolutely.
It will be a very nice level for the next Katamari game. One based in our headquarters.
Have everyone take notes.
That's a fact. We're only the two of us at the studio. We don't have any assistant. Anybody else is working with us. Us who produce the whole work and everything, and we work from the 2-dimensional. We also build stuff and things. And the studio is kind of the third member. I mean, we don't live here in the studio. Each of us has our own family outside the studio, fortunately. So, but the studio is still the place that we
life.
The place where we feel safe and that we are surrounded by things that we love and kind of inspire us, right? So for us, it's the right place that we can come here with the ideas and we say, okay, we need to build something, we need to draw something. So everything is set up and ready to. It looks very chaotic, but everything is very well organized into a very sick level. But so it's very well connected to Katamari, and and the energy that Katamari games projects, the music and the whole thing, it kind of represents us a little bit. We kind of feel the emotion. It's one of those games, very unique, and that we feel the connection. So this chaos is also we need a Katamari to clean things out around.
I guess
even us talking our chaos. So
no, I agree. I love the chaos. I think that makes it true to Katamari, and from what I've seen, true to your work as well.
I don't know how to say dispersion. How do you say spread out or
like kind of everywhere.
We can't focus in only one thing. I think
we're very good focusing in something, but at the same time in multiple things at the same time. So this kind of spreading out is our best category, or how do you say
strength,
our best strength, but also our worst enemy. Because you end up there lost. Like now, I'm talking without really. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I was going to ask, in Once Upon a Katamari, there are lots of different biomes, levels, things that you can play. We were talking a little bit about all the different areas you can visit. Are any of those stand out to you? Are you fond of dinosaurs or the Wild West or anything?
Yeah, man. Before jumping here, we were playing to remember the game a little bit, and there's this level, the Western level, that you're in a bar and you need to collect all those drinks, and then I think there are like 140. I have the number, and then you only have like 7 minutes or something to complete. And at the same time, you're trying to find the crowns, and one of them is in the top of the saloon, I think. And man, I just got stuck there trying to roll up through the ladder, and I was so big. Man. It was like, so that was one level that we saw here, the stress playing on us together.
Yeah, I like that. Also in the Far West, that one there is a lot of wind, and you have to collect those wrong plants.
The tumbleweeds,
those things. I really like that. It was very special and very chaotic, that because everything is flying around, even the characters are because of the wind. And
I've been playing the dinosaurs one, and it was very entertaining, especially the level that you are under the water. Man, Katamari is one of those games that you love, but there are moments that you just want to. What's going on here? You just get stuck over, And you're like, 30 seconds, and then the little music at the end, like, and then you're, I want to reach, I'm not gonna make it.
You're just trying to do everything.
The water was, I really loved it, and then also the Edo era in Japan at the beginning, really early in the game at the beginning. It's beautiful in terms of visuals and graphics and the elements you get, all this passion for the details, the little details, the little letters that you can grab, there are all these elements that you kind of get lost, and then you think, man, I need to keep rolling, but they are all at the beginning in a very small, narrow room, and then you get all stressed, but at the same time you're, oh man, this is amazing, but then you're like,
It's very nice. I really like when you stick a very long object, no? Like I don't know,
Like a pencil
like
when you're
a
really small.
stick,
It just like sticks out of the
chopstick or
Katamari.
something like that, and then you can notice that on the ball how it turns. No? Like, it's very,
and it's amazing. And
the session's very cool. Yeah.
and the whole music, I really love the intros. The intros are just amazing. They're all like masterpieces, The first time, we never played the PS2 version because we never had a system back then. But I remember the first time I played the Katamari Roll It. I don't know the name exactly, but
Yeah,
the
you got
music
it.
we were hearing, what was that, man? This is a masterpiece, and the graphics going there like, and this super catchy theme was like amazing. And they made it again on the new one. Man. It's just amazing. And then the story, and then the king breaking you in, like, man, there's a lot of frustration and success at the same time when you don't make it into a level that the king is there, like, you loser,
Poor princess.
Amazing. Yeah, we're really into the game.
It was his fault,
Exactly.
Is there like a particular item or cousin or something in the game that really speaks to you? Or kind of stands out to you?
What's your favorite cousin?
Yeah, I love many of them, and we were also studying them. We had some information from the game, just to create the poster. So many of them are like variations of the shape of the prints. I particularly like the ones who look a little bit different. Like, for example, one has a donut shape. For example, I love that
that's
one.
super cool with a little.
I believe
Another
its
one
name is
with a very long head.
So.
Very long
Cosme. Yeah, Cosme is
Oh,
the one with the long
Cosme's
head.
awesome. It's like a
Oh.
paintbrush.
Yeah,
It's very
super
fun.
cool. And then I also really like miso. There is this
Miso.
level that you go with. Yeah.
I love miso.
Do you know this one?
Yes.
I think it's called miso. It's like a big miso soup on the head.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Just a
then
big bowl of
you
soup.
unlock it, or you capture him in the Japan level, where you go with the king, that you are not using a katamari, you're using a king that goes like this, and then you have to eat a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's so
that's a
much
great,
variation in this game too, with the kinds of levels where you start. It's the traditional Katamari experience where you roll up small objects and eventually big ones, and then they throw you in. You're like, now this guy needs to eat as much as he can and prove that he's really good at eating.
No, it's super fun, that one. Yeah. Then you have to go up into the ceiling. Oh man.
I don't know. Have you
Very
seen
intense,
Clip
very
Clop
intense.
by any chance? They are two brothers that are the front and the back of a horse at the same time.
Oh yeah. No, maybe you didn't. Yeah.
I'm not that far.
No, it was amazing because when we made the poster, you send us all these assets from the game. It was amazing. Just digging around, like all the cousins, all the information was there. It was amazing to go through all the art, because it's crazy how many graphics there are on the games.
Yeah.
It's just insane, like on the level of detail, and it has this kind of retro casual look. The art of the game is very particular, but the level of detail is just amazing, man.
Yeah, just the fact that you have so many cousins, because actually you don't need the cousins for anything. It's just for your visual pleasure,
Yeah, exactly.
Just I want to change my character,
There's
or
68 of
just to
them.
be.
Oh, yeah.
The game is so rich in that aspect, no?
It's amazing. And then we stay. We just stare at our collection of cousins. They're like, "Oh man, I got this one. Do you have unlocked that one? Or did you have that?" And then you waste time like changing the faces and put on like all these assets that you keep unlocking.
Yeah, I have
Man, and
one
he
very
got a
fun.
guitar, and I don't have the guitar. I don't know
I have
why.
a guitar in my back, and also I have a giraffe neck
Yeah,
in the top of my head. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's so fun. That's crazy.
yeah. I got the kabuki mask. Man, it's beautiful.
Mm.
Now, so there are all these details. Only watching the game, I play it with my kids as well. And sometimes I trick them. So I play the game and they watch it. And they are like, wow, what's going on, man? I just tell them, this is beautiful to watch. Just watch it, man. It's amazing.
Yeah. No, and the thing is that the experience for me is a little bit mixed feelings, because for me it's very relaxing just to pull the Katamari, just going around. It's super relaxing, but since you have the time,
Sometimes you get...
I get super stressed. So it's I don't know how to feel exactly.
It's a roller coaster for sure.
Yeah.
It's relaxing until it's not.
So yeah, very nice.
Yeah. Such a great game.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you enjoy it too. It is one of my favorite series especially that we put out.
Yeah.
And it's very dear to me. And I keep looking over at this poster and appreciating it.
Yeah, there's so much detail on this. I'm gonna show it
Yeah,
again.
No, I
since
mean,
we have talked about it a little bit, so
yeah.
I'll show it one more time.
I mean, we
here.
didn't make justice to the amount of graphics because we're very limited with space. But yeah, we try to portray that idea of like density that you find on the levels. It's the king there ruling and telling you, man, you gotta collect everything, and then you have also the princess there with her crazy stories that are hilarious. And then you have the prince there trying to put things in order. And yeah, we just try to put and choose some of our favorite items that are from the game. And yeah, we need to make the second version that is an extension that goes below, with more
And
elements.
bigger, no?
Yeah.
And I see you've got all your favorite cousins over here.
Oh yeah, there's me.
Yeah. I also like I found out about him. I don't know why I didn't have the one. I think it's called Kuro that has this kind of like black suit. It's super cool, man.
That's why in Japanese
I don't know if I'm
Kuro
familiar with
is
that
black,
one.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many
we
cousins.
tried.
There are so many cousins.
I feel like we could just sit here and list them like it was the dictionary and I would still have fun.
Yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe that's not the point of our podcast today.
I would love it for it.
Yeah,
I would love for it to be, but
now there should be like one of those books, I don't know how you call that. You have all the characters with all the explanations about
one
their
of those
backgrounds,
guides. No?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah,
No,
like
it's amazing.
like an
Cousin.
encyclopedia.
Visual guide or
It'd be like a
Yeah,
cousin
like you call
guide.
it. Yeah, cousin guide.
the family tree, no?
Yeah.
Well, that's something that I really appreciate is that in Katamari, you can look at a description of every single item that you can pick up. If you've rolled it up, there's a menu and it has something for every single.
Which is so crazy because there's so many things
There's
in the
just-
game.
Yeah, because you just get lost in there.
Yeah.
Something that I remember really strongly from a previous game, and I haven't checked to see if it's in this one, is that in some city areas you can roll up a chalk drawing. It just like pulls it right off of the ground. And I always wondered if that was possible when I was younger.
Yeah, I mean, as at the beginning, when you see the game, we were seeing some demos back in the day, like 10, 20, 15 years ago. We didn't really understand how it worked. It just looked amazing for us, But the first time that we actually started playing, the idea that you need to collect at the beginning, when you get really pro, you start collecting the small things so you grow fast and then you can start getting the bigger ones. And this sensation, this feeling is also amazing. You see like the big dinosaurs that you're going to be able to get it. And then you have the time in the click, 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 click.
Yeah.
So, and all those things, that you see like a little group of animals there and you say, you're going to be mine later. You can
Yeah, exactly.
Bigger. Yeah.
Get to turn around and be like, I'm
Waiting
coming
for
for
you.
you.
Yeah.
I'm coming back.
That's it. Yeah, and the idea of the guy that you can go on the menu and you see all the items that you keep collecting. It's also like, like the little stickers back in the day, like garbage pail kits or those collections that you were able to collect. I don't know how you call them in English. Call them here cromos, But the idea of collecting and exchanging, you have them all there in the system. And then you just look through them all the time, like bottles, and you have all these like 60 different types of bottles that you go to the Beware tool and then you just look them. 360, like, oh man, this is amazing. Who did model that,
Since we are in the creative part, and we work of this, I was thinking, oh man, the developing team doing this. No, imagine there is one person or a whole team just creating all those bottles or those, those drinks and kind of.
I know, we get really obsessed about all these details, like I'm thinking how they may manage to make all these things, and how appreciated it is to have this little viewer there just to roll down the objects, this is, I mean, for us, it's like, wow, man, so many things. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, especially with this art style, as you mentioned earlier, it's retro chic, which is so funny to say. But it's being able to kind of grasp what an item is immediately without having to look at it too long because it's going to be rolled up pretty quickly. I think that's also a beautiful art, the simplicity of it, but still maintaining that among everything else that's just around.
Yeah, no, and it keeps its soul. It's legacy. It didn't. The game didn't change. Of course, the way you play or the things happening around may change the rules of the game, but the look and the whole thing, you're still thinking you are playing the first version, but in a better one. And you don't know. It transports you to this magical world. It's so great. That's not easy. Because usually people keep changing because they think they need to evolve in different ways. But this game, I think it keep it.
The aesthetics. Yeah, keep the same feeling. No.
Yeah,
even if they are more modern. No?
And maybe we're already old and we want the old stuff, but this is still. I think it's magical. And everybody we saw the game. It's like we play with the kids and everything. They are like, wow, man, what's that? It's so different. It's so unique. You do need to roll these things. It's also the logics of the game are very different. Not the logics, the path, the storytelling of the whole thing is so different. Like in all these new games that you keep playing and you need to do the same thing one and again to kind of reach to a level to unblock the next one. Here you need to roll things, but they are so different constantly, You feel they are different,
Yeah, for sure. Even the way that they make it so there are multiple ways to play the same level. And you come back and you're like, well, last time I had to collect a bunch of tumbleweeds, and now this time I have to find some gold or something like that.
Yeah.
But actually, in terms of, I guess, the freshness of Katamari, something that we do have to talk about today is music. But I was curious, do you listen to music while you're drawing? Is there anything that helps you, I guess, sound-wise?
Yeah.
I see you have a guitar over here.
Yeah, no, we hear a lot of music here. The things, if you are drawing the whole day, you have to have something in the background, because you have to be concentrated in the paper or in the tablet, but you can hear things, no? And we usually have music, or we hear a lot of podcasts. We also, even sometimes we have the TV programs just here, there in the background, or YouTube programs.
Yeah, just to fill up the space, so you don't feel you are lonely. I mean, we're the two of us here, but sometimes you just get so focused on your own stuff, and sometimes you don't even hear it, but it's just there in the background. But yeah, we listen. For instance, this funny story. I don't know if he's gonna like, but last week he was obsessed with this band called Air from France. And he was playing it in a loop.
Yeah, I just found out a very nice concert they did in London 5 years ago or something like that. Yeah, we were hearing that in looping that same concert.
Yeah, for 3 days in a row. The last day I was already like, okay, we need to change, So it's very important for the process, Also, it usually helps you, as we were telling you, like the studio is kind of this third member, or a very important part of the process, because we kind of feel here cozy, safe, and inspired. But those extra things like watching something or having the news in the background and things kind of give some life to the environment. It's like the personality of the studio. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome. Especially with, I'm gonna keep talking about how all of the soundtrack in Katamari, a lot of it's very different. Especially this time around, there's a lot of vocal songs from different groups and artists that are really popular, and I think it takes this eclectic sound and makes it all Katamari. So bringing, again, I kind of talking in a circle, but bringing all that chaos and making it something cohesive, which is
very on brand.
Yeah, it's very on brand, and also feeds into making more art, which I feel like is something that I hope we all aspire to, and Katamari especially brings that out of a lot of people.
I agree.
Yeah. It's great. It's really surprising that having so much things going around in the game, then they decide to create also an outstanding soundtrack, with so many songs and very complex songs, real songs, actually. So instead of, for example, could have worked if you just put a simple music in the background, but it's almost, it's like one of those examples of more is more, You want to put even more things, Okay, what we put in the soundtrack? More.
No, and it's very, very well aligned, You don't get bored. It's one of those games that maybe if you play it for the first time, you get a little bit overwhelmed, with all the inputs, but 5 minutes later, you're like, wow, man, you change level and suddenly this crazy intense music, and suddenly you change this kind of ballad, this kind of Japanese woman singing super nice voice, na, 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 na. And then you get like, wow, man, this is really like, again, the level of detail is not only on the graphics on the actual game, it's also on these extra assets, in music. And
there amazing. Is a gentle French ballad sung by like a very warmed voiced like woman, and it feels like you're floating, and then you go to another level and it's Kelmako screaming like, get your star, exactly. You can do it. Very upbeat pop music, so it's a little bit of everything.
And then the last second,
the panic. It all sets in for 30 seconds.
I mean, today we've been playing all day here. That's an excuse to be ready for the show. But I usually play with headphones at home, on the sofa with the handheld, and you really drive yourself into a different world, man. And then you put the headphones out, and it's like, what is this boring life I have?
Back to reality.
Like you slap in the face, No, it's amazing. Yeah, it's like, whoa. And it's one of those games that it really looks like, like author's game, but it's like a proper big game, So it's really nice that balance, I mean, as my brother said, from the artistic point of view, for us, like, wow, it's one of those dream projects. Like, whoever had the chance to work in this game, they were fortunate,
Yeah.
So unique.
Yeah, I feel like they really paved a very specific way, but I'm so glad that we get to share Katamari with everybody now that the game is out.
Yeah, and it's been a while now since the last one.
It has. But we do have a DLC coming soon.
We do.
And we do have, I think, a DLC track queued up if we can listen to it together. Oh, there it is.
There it goes.
It's so light.
It's so cute. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to remember it. So I guess this is a very nostalgic song because I feel like I'm in the overworld right now.
It does sound very familiar.
There's a lot of Katamaris where you are hopping around between the planets, and that's just the way that you navigate. You navigate through the skies, the stars in the sky that you create.
Flying T-pose.
Yeah.
Between planets.
I wish I could travel like that. Just go like this, and then suddenly I'm on a different country.
It's a whole different planet, actually.
Yeah. Oh.
Ooh.
That took a turn.
Yeah, it did.
That's all
I like
about
it.
Katamari,
Yeah.
that it's always going to keep grooving and changing.
Keeps you on your toes.
Oh, I love that.
So cute.
That was the first time you'd heard it too.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, very nice.
Exclusive sneak peek.
And speaking
beautiful.
of exclusives, if we could go over how the viewers at home can get this poster one more time, that'd be great.
Yeah, of course. So we will be starting pre-orders on this fairly soon, and it will only be available for 1 week. So if you don't pre-order within that week, you won't be able to get the poster.
If you want a link to it, it'll be in the description for wherever you're listening to this or watching it. But you should definitely check out the video so you can see the cool art and then go, I want that in my home.
Only available on the Bandai Namco US store as well. So
Awesome.
Wow.
very exclusive.
Yeah. All right.
For when you do digital art, because that's what you mentioned earlier, does it feel different once it's all printed out?
Yeah, I mean, we're true passionates about the actual product, because, I mean, and especially in our career, in our job, we produce so much that when you have the object in your hands, even if it's a poster, I mean, not even, but like the minimum expression of art that is a paper with something drawn on, we get super excited. It's like, wow, man, this is super cool. You smell it, you touch the paper, yeah, you get lost. We're passionate because it's a different conversation with the audience, We are so used to consume a lot of digital media, that when you have the actual work in your hands, either is an object or a print, it's just a different and then it's the conversation you have with the audience, the people who are going to buy this or are going to get it, they're going to buy it for a reason, because there's a story between them and the game or because they like the art. And so that's very, very interesting for us. It's not about who actually made the print, the art, sorry. but how this art is going to last there forever for many, many years. That's very interesting for us, and we're very intrigued about what people think about what we do, and it's very, very interesting.
Speaking of
we love
when art lasts so many years, are there any artists that you want to shout out that like inspired you?
Yeah, I mean, we were thinking about it. There are many, many artists, but
since we have been brothers, we lived in the same house, we shared the same background, and we were very influenced, by the comics and entertainment we were consuming when we were kids, we grew up during the 80s mainly, in the 80s and the 90s, and we were playing with all those action figures, the Masters of the Universe, the G.I. Joes, all that. And also we were reading a lot of comics, superhero comics from Marvel and DC, or also a lot of European comics, since we're in Spain.
In particular, this is a Spanish guy who passed away a few years ago, called Ibanez, who was kind of the master of comic books here in Spain.
Very good cartoonist, or Jan,
Yeah, but nowadays we were thinking about it like, man, what if they ask for reference? There is this in particular, we were thinking about Japanese reference. There is this artist in particular, it's called Dehara, who does all these handmade sculptures. He also produced a lot of Sofubi toys and stuff, but it's again one of those artists who is very unique, very particular. He has his philosophy, his world, his universe and characters, and it's very, very, very nice. We really like.
He's creating little sculptures of different characters, and most of them are unique pieces or very few copies of each. And it's like he's creating assets of a video game, but in little sculptures like this. It's crazy and it's very nice. And
again, it's, now that we're in this moment that we kind of want to go back into our roots, like painting by hands, and that's what we are doing right now. We also look for these artists that they are doing it, and it's so inspiring and very, very interesting because. We're in a moment that the world has great art, but at the same time, it's very digital, and we are missing this touch part, And when you go to here in Barcelona, there are a lot of galleries, and you go to a gallery and you have the chance to see someone's work there, and you see how much time they put into it to make it happen. It's very, very interesting, And
so we, apart from illustrating, we've been always loving to create stuff with our hands. Sometimes we create little sculptures, or we do objects and things like that. So we like to create physically, and we think that maybe in the future that will be a nice or interesting thing to a lot of people, maybe,
the more we dig into digital, you kind of more appreciate the art, and as you see, our level of obsession with Katamari, with the details, we also get that. When you see something in bowling, like, oh man, how did they produce? Probably handmade. It's probably it's made with clay. How did they put in the oven? Or is it like, did they use the oven at home, or did they went to a factory? So all this artisan point of view and craftsmanships, it's very, very interesting.
We shouldn't never forget that, because right now, with the technology, maybe the new generations that can create amazing stuff just like this, just writing on a prompt, maybe they forget about how difficult it is to create something.
The value of volume.
Maybe they can't appreciate properly the effort behind some artworks or behind games like the Katamari.
And again, the process, for us, the process. So when we see an art piece or something, we'll think a lot about the process, Sometimes you don't even like the final output, and you say, oh man, I don't really like it, but this person went through all this to actually make this happen, and that's what makes it interesting, So this, I don't know if the word is craftsmanship, or the craftsman around, and the work and passion you put into something is very interesting.
For sure, and it's every part of the process becomes craftsmanship, becomes artistry, and that the end product, while it is something that you get to look at and appreciate, it's every other part that like kind of formed it, makes it the whole.
Makes it what it is.
It's cool.
I don't know if you remember, maybe we're too old for it, but back in the day when you got a DVD, you were not only watching the movie, but you were also watching the cutscenes, or how it's made, how it's recorded, and the process. And nowadays it's kind of lost, you have all these probably videos on YouTube and social media and stuff, but the idea of having something that you can plug in and you see the whole thing together and you say, how did they make it? And then you have like all these backstage production details. That was very, very interesting, So
yeah, but probably now the making of probably is just a guy in front of a computer doing all the special visual effects and all that.
Even that, I would love to watch someone painstakingly like rotoscope
Yeah.
somebody out of a green screen.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we like so much Katamari, because it looks so made by hand. So, I mean, of course, it's made in computers and machines and stuff, but it's been produced with the mind of someone with passion of the process,
Yeah, there's a whole team out there that is just like, I will make the most perfect horse you will ever see.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes things memorable too.
I agree.
Is for anybody in the comments, if you want to shout out who your favorite cousin is, I think you're gonna get a whole bevy of different responses. Some people find themselves really attracted to like, oh, I like this cousin because they have all these different colors on them, and somebody just likes soup.
Yeah.
Or there's a cousin named Daisy that is shaped like a cow, and maybe you're a farmer. I don't know. I feel like there's something for everyone in Katamari.
Absolutely. And I don't know, it's one of those things that then you remember exactly when you got it, or when you catch them, oh man, I remember that was in this level when I went this and it was there in the corner,
And they're oftentimes in places that kind of make sense and they kind of blend into it. I forgot. I think it was like the first level. There's what is his name? He's brown and he's kind of on like a dish with like other food that looks just like him. So you're kind of rolling around and you're like, wait a second, that one looks a little bit different. And then you realize he's got a little face and it's a cousin. So
in that level, there is like a bowl with some apples, and I didn't know you were able to actually get the apples as well. Until like a month later, I was replaying it. I was like, "Oh man, you can also get the apples," because you get so lost, so focused in one thing. Like then you can actually kind of grab almost everything. Yeah, the character is there on the plate, man. Funny.
You can literally grab everything in the game. Which is,
it's just up to time, really.
Yeah.
Man, so annoying, those characters that they're like moving around and they just push you out like,
and the sound is very loud when you hit them.
The sound design too, I feel like is something I want to shout out, because every single like item has a sound effect when you pick it up. Sometimes it's just like a regular like blip, but then the animals specifically, the cats meow in such a specific way. Meow.
Yeah. And then those characters that are moving in a specific movement, like in a round shape or whatever, like they're repeating the movement, and you see them all there, and you just need to stop there and wait them to get into your ball, no, right?
Yeah.
But then you're like, you cannot actually control the ball.
Yeah. And today I was playing, and there were two little cats drinking little glasses of with milk.
Yeah.
And I just stole the drinks because it was my task.
It was the drinks level.
Poor cat stay there with no milk. Yeah. Poor cats. So many memories, no?
Yeah, we'll stay here for hours talking about these little details, man.
We're going to talk about it for a while and then go home and then play it.
Yeah.
This is research, actually.
Yeah, we're doing our jobs.
Yeah, today while we were playing, no, man, this is work. Just continue playing.
Finally.
Yeah, it's our work.
No, and funny. Oh man, sorry if we talk too much. You let us know.
No, absolutely, go for it.
It's the first time we actually played together this game in a room, because we were playing home with our own stuff and our own lives, And today we were playing it, and I couldn't find a crown. And then I thought, man, I can't find this crown. I was there for like maybe 20, 30 minutes, replaying the game again, looking for this asset that you can get and tells you the direction, but I couldn't find it. And then he told me, oh man, this is there, can you not? I don't know.
Yeah.
He knew it from the...
Yeah, I knew it.
He knew
a lot of time ago,
I spent here 20 minutes.
You didn't ask.
It's also funny to play with other people, like, man, because didn't you show this? Oh man.
There's even that mode that you can play against each other called Katamari Ball, and it's like competitive Katamari.
Yeah. I got really stressed on that. Yeah. I also play online. The other day. Man, you get all these people trying to...
that have gotten a lot of practice. I've been in that situation where I'm like, I have played this maybe a few times. Definitely not as much as the people online, but I think that's always so funny. And you're just like, we could be in different countries, we could only speak different languages, but we're all rolling up a Katamari.
Yeah, 12-year-old kid,
Yeah.
30 years younger than me. It's kicking my ass here.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You're too old.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of the thing about everything that you guys draw is very youthful, though. I feel like it reminds me of being
I agree.
12
Yeah.
when there's all the possibilities.
Yeah.
It's very magical. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things that they tell us that we're not sure if we like it or not when they tell us, man, our kids love your work. And then you think, man, but do you like it? Or it's only, you put that already direct to the kids. No, but it's something, I mean, we always wanted to, I mean, as brothers and all that, you know, our spirit and our motto is to say that we want to recover all this, the passion and the freedom we had when we were kids and when we create things spontaneously, you know, like without thinking about other people. Just we wanted to do something with no worries about what people will say, with no concerns with someone will may get the wrong message. So that spontaneity is that what we want to bring to our commercial work or work, you know. And wanted to say something.
No. And everybody was probably almost everybody was a creative person when he was a kid, no, or she. But then when you grow up, you forget about that and you get more, you know, don't feel so comfortable to show the things you create, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you are supposed to be an adult and it's supposed to be outstanding, no? Can you show me what they do? No, I don't like it. It's not looking good. But sometimes we try to look at those days, no? Because you were saying, okay, just draw a rocket or a spaceship, no? And you could do that in 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, that's it. Looks so cool, you know? To lose the fear, to just create.
Yeah, because you create for yourself and it's just the moment, you know, we really value that moment of, oh man, we do it, we draw it. There's this very funny story that we had, we did an exhibition here in Barcelona last week with this new project we have, and we have to draw like this big cucumber because it's part of the story and stuff. So we were here and this is a personal project that we are free to do whatever, you know, this creative freedom we are always trying to achieve is where we actually portray it, you know, and we want to, let's do it. So we don't really worry about the outcome in terms of how well it's finished. I mean, we have our levels, but we are very open, you know. So my brother had to paint this big cucumber, you know. That is supposed to be very simple, you know. Yeah. It's green and maybe it was sliced, so a little bit yellow on that side. But he goes so focused and he ended up staying there painting it for almost 2 days because he was very concerned it may look another vegetable. Yeah, 1.5 meters maybe. And he was very concerned because he was like, man, maybe someone is going to look at it and he's not going to recognize a cucumber. He may recognize it as some sort of other vegetable. So we end up jumping into this loop that maybe commercials put you in. Like, no, not commercial, sorry. Other people opinions, you know, that when you post something or you share something, you're always too concerned about what people are going to say, you know. And there are some moments that you just need to let it go. And it's like, man, we see a cucumber, that's it, you know, that's enough. And then at the end of the day, people are not probably going to care about it, you know.
Oh man, that's one of the weirdest anecdotes I've heard in my life. No?
It all comes down to a cucumber.
I know. But something so simple, it just drove us nuts for maybe 6 days at the end, you know, and then we were hanging it on the gallery and we were like, man, what's going to happen?
But the thing is true. I was having this dilemma because I was trying to be realistic drawing that cucumber, but at the end it's a mixture and it has some things that look more cartoonish, but still the finishing is more realistic. So I was,
oh, sorry, guys. Sorry.
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah. I enjoyed that. Now, I would love to see a picture at some point.
Me too.
Like to witness the cucumber for myself.
Yeah, you see, we create some expectations. And
we'll send you a picture so you can
Thank you.
Give us your opinion.
I will treasure it.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I was going to say, I think that's a surprisingly poignant way to end it, even though it is talking about cucumbers. But it sounds like the general gist of this, of Katamari, of making art, is just make something for the joy of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. and enjoy the ride, enjoy the process. I think it's very valuable. And when you play a game, you need to enjoy it and get in and enjoy it into all the different levels. From the music, from the graphics, from the story. So yeah. Man, I feel that we start really bad and really slow talking now. We're kind of a little bit too far away.
I think that's also the nature of it. You start really small. We've gotten to the big objects, and now we have a big rod in our Katamari. It's bouncing us everywhere.
Beautiful.
Such a nice metaphor. Of life. No?
Life is
unfulfilled.
Life is a big Katamari, I hope.
Life is a big Katamari.
We love Katamari. When we got the opportunity of collaborating with you guys was a dream come true. It's amazing, and also a perfect excuse to replay all the games again. So we really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hope we didn't talk too much.
No, absolutely. It was such a joy to talk to you, and thank you for spending the time and making this beautiful piece of art together.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to tell the audience before we sign off?
No, yes. We had a very nice time talking a little bit about this collaboration that we really enjoy, and talking about creativity in general and developing.
Don't say it. You need to do it. Have an idea. Do it.
Oh yeah.
Thank you very much.
Life is a Katamari.